he was drugging them against their will.
Tell me what you see in me. Gotta be something different.
Hey y'all, I am Lynette. If you didn't know, now you know. So there was a video that I posted on TikTok, which is the reason why I'm sure many of you are here if you did not see it. Or if you're subscribed, I know that you're waiting on this video because I just said I will have it out today. So this is that video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that like, and also you can leave a comment. So when I was dancing at this one strip club, it did not have the best reputation because there was a couple things that was going on with it. And one of those things where girls were not always coming back, okay? So missing type shit. And the manager just was like, oh, they just don't want to come work, da da da. And it's like, sir, we're strippers, we want our money, something's wrong here. I went down there for like the weekend before, and I went to pick like my friend up or whatever. I always do that. I would call her before I get down there. I would like tell her like, hey, I'm coming down here, I have this hotel, like we're going to da da da, you know, like where else do you want to go? Let's go bowling, let's go to the mall, da da. So of course she always went with me. We always had such a good time because I went there every few weekends and we just had such a good time. Now that weekend I saw her talking to the one guy and I'm like, no, like I words just like, hey honey, like what are you doing? Like we don't talk to him. And then she's like, oh, like I didn't know, da da. And I think she just didn't want to listen to me. At least I thought so, because I know that she wanted money. I understand that. I don't see her until the next weekend, which I'm supposed to see her. So before I even drive down there, I call her like I always do, and I'm like, hey, I'm coming down there, you know, I'm trying to like let her know. She did not answer my phone call and it was going to voicemail. So I'm like, she blocked me. Like, why would she block me? Like, I just was trying to tell her, you know, or maybe her phone died, you know, I don't know. By the time I got to the actual hotel I was staying in, called her again, she still didn't answer. Like, she's never been like mad like that. Like, it's not that serious, but okay. So I just figured she was mad because she was mad, but that wasn't the case. When I got to the club, the manager was like right there at the front desk, and security was checking my bag and everything, and he's like, hey, have you seen da da da? Because my name was Reese. He's like, Reese, have you seen da da da? And I'm like, no, I have not. And he's like, when you see Gorgeous, like let her know she missed this and other. And then the other one, like Cinnamon missed this and other. And then the other two, they all fine. Like they have a fine because they've been missing some days or whatever. So I'm like, okay. But he knows I only really talk to that one. I know the other girls. The one girl I fucking hate to death. But, you know, I put that shit to the side when it came to stripping and stuff. Because, you know, it's time to dance and get some money. The other girl, I really don't know that well. But I did know she was underage. And then the girl that I was cool with, she was underage as well. They just had fake IDs. Which, like, we all were doing that back in the day. I was not underage, though. That's why I'm thinking, like, okay, this would be good. Because at least I can look out for you when I'm here. You know, so I can make sure you're good or whatever. Because I didn't have anybody looking out for me. The girl comes in. Cinnamon. And when she walks in, mind y'all, this is in a whole different state. It's not even in the fucking same state anymore. Like, I don't know. We just were in the same like clique, I guess. Like she knew people, I knew, da da da. So we all like short, like we were going, like we didn't just stay in the same state all the time. And we all looking like, and then you would just hear like a bunch of people whispering, like, what the fuck? Like, what is she doing? Where's this girl? So I'm asking them like, what are y'all talking about? And they was like, she left with the other ones. Like, where are they? This girl was a bottom bitch of, she was a bottom bitch of the pimp, okay? This man was a pimp, okay? He looked fine, I'm not gonna lie. Long dress, light skin, tattoos everywhere. He was fine. I don't even like him light skin, but I thought he looked good. So she was a bottom bitch of that pimp. Now they on some bully shit. They like, where the fuck is the girl at? Cause you know where the girl at, da 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 da. It's girls that's not here. They haven't been here. It's kind of weird. Cause I'm guessing like that's when she finally came back. So it kind of looked bad on me, but they knew I didn't have, they knew I hated her. So like, they know. But to me, I was like, that's weird because y'all came at the same time. But they didn't think that. They knew I fucking hated her with every bone in my body. She started eventually crying because she was like so frustrated or whatever. Let her tell it. To me, it was because you're fucking guilty. Why do you cry? Because you're frustrated or you're fucking guilty. Bottom line, that's just it. So she started crying, and then they're like, what the fuck you crying for? I'm in the background. I'm like, yeah, I think we should beat her ass. I think we should drag that bitch. I think everybody should beat her ass. Because, you know, at that time, I was real young and dumb. I was just ready to fight whenever, just because. So Yeah, I was real young and dumb. I was just ready to fight because it is what it is. I'm like, yeah, I think we should beat her ass. I think everybody should fucking beat her ass right now. She just started fucking crying, like real fucking tears for real this time. So the girl's like, you can just spit that shit out. Like whatever you gotta say, spit it out. Cause you sitting there acting real suspect. And then the other girl, the one vet bitch, she was like, if you got something to say, I suggest you say it now. Cause in a minute, I'm finna get you kicked out this club. And then, mind y'all, her man was banned from the club. I forgot to add that. Her man was banned from the club. The pimp man, he was banned. So as a result, he had 3 other guys that came in there in rotation to like recruit other girls. And of course, they had to watch her because we knew that she was with him, because one day she got off the stage and she slipped up. And y'all know like the bag that they have like with money in it, after like she got off stage, she's supposed to do her tip off. She didn't do her tip off. She didn't do it. She got off and she went to the side and like gave him all the money that she had. Bitch, that's your pimp. But we all kind of had that in like our heads or whatever. Then like, that's her fucking pimp. The pimp wasn't there that night. It was another guy. There was another guy there, and he'd be trying to like get the new girls and like talk to new girls and all the other stuff. Y'all, they was a fucked up ass organization, if you want to call it that, because she ended up like still fucking snitching and like saying shit. Like she was telling us like she didn't want nothing to do with it, and like the girls, they didn't want to do it anymore. And they was willing to do it, but he was taking them different states. And then when drugs got involved, she didn't want to do that anymore. And he was drugging them against their will. And yeah, and shooting them up and drugging them against their will and all this other stuff. So basically, she was telling us that she didn't want to do it anymore. The girls were under the impression that they were going and that they were going to make some money and they were going back. This man took them. Mind you, they underage. They have no IDs at this point. He took them. He broke their phones, which is why when I was calling, she was not answering me. The other girls, yeah, he drugged all of them. And I know for a fact they didn't do drugs. Not those drugs. Not those drugs. Not weed and stuff. Yes. Not those drugs. We wanted to go tell because it was fucked up and everybody had enough at this point. Everybody's debating. They're like, we don't want to go tell. We don't want to say nothing. We have warrants. We got da-da-da-da. They go think we in on it. Like we, they was prostituting and stuff. They're like, we don't want nothing to do with that. We don't want them looking into us and all this other stuff. And some girls were there. I was one of them. I'm like, we need to go. We need to go. I'm going. I don't have anything here. I'm going. Like, I don't care. So me and a few others, we went to the police station and informed them what's going on. Turns out they had a lot on him already. He had been in jail before and all type of stuff. He constantly bailed himself out and all type of shit. He was out on bail jumping and they were not playing with that shit. They ended up putting a warrant out for her because we knew her fucking name, bitch. We just go ask our fucking manager for your ID shit, which the police had to do because we couldn't. But yeah, so we were at the fucking thing for hours. They questioned us, tried to figure stuff out, even after they still came, and they had to ask us certain questions to make sure stuff lined up, and we had to be ruled out as suspects and all this other stuff, and it was like a bunch of stuff. Like we had nothing to do with it, but anyways, when they put the warrant out for the girl and like tell her like she has to turn herself in, she made a Facebook post and was like, yeah, like I'm gonna leave it up before I turn myself in, like one last day of partying, fuck them bitches and all this other shit, right? Girl, fuck you. So anyways, yeah, she like was acting like she didn't want to fucking turn herself in. Eventually she turned herself in. When she turned herself in, she literally told the police that they all had something to do with it. She had nothing to do with it and all this other fucking bullshit, which I know is a fucking lie, because it's been more than just her. It's been more than just these girls that you've done this shit to. You've done this shit to other girls. Other girls, there was 2 other girls that actually made it back. They didn't even want to dance at the same strip club anymore. Like, they did not. They came to like clear their lockers out and get the fuck out because of her and her dude. So, come on now. And when they came in there, that's how we know too. They had like their arms like fucked up. And it was just like, what the fuck happened to you? And they were telling us like they had to escape and like all this really fucked up shit, which nobody ever believes because they're prostitutes and strippers. So it's like, who's really gonna believe them? Nobody. but us, because we also were strippers. So yeah, like 2 of the vets was not having that shit with the one girl. Yeah, made her life live in hell. They did not let her back in the club at all after that night. The manager was like, you're done, like you're over, like grab your shit, like, you know, like yeah, it's a wrap for you. She told the police officers that she like had nothing to do with it. They did everything. They asked her, like, I guess why she didn't stop them and all this shit, and she was saying like she was forced into it and all this other stuff. These are little kids, so why wouldn't you like step up for them, you know what I'm saying, or help them get out or whatever? Because I know it's times that you were just alone with them or whatever in these certain rooms, because he took them to a lot of different states and literally prostitute them all over the web. Okay, we all know what page I'm talking about that they took down, that they supposedly have another page up, but it was all over that page, back page. They took the pictures that they had from like the stripping and like put them up there. So it's like, why would you do that? The girls did not want to do it, of course. So he ended up drugging. She told us that he overdosed the one girl because she wasn't cooperating and she was fighting him, and he shot a lot up in her thinking it would like calm her down and like just make her sit down and stuff and stop fighting. And yeah, he drugged all of them up, but not that much. The one girl that he did that to, she actually died and OD'd. She said that she had a seizure in front of her, and then they had to take her and put her in the bathtub. And that was the first time that they wanted to be able to get the body out and everything. She was in on it. She said that he made her do some stuff too, I guess, to like make sure that she was also, if he was going, they was all going, you know. They went ahead and cut up parts of her. They couldn't get the other girls to really like cooperate either, because at that point they were scared shitless. Let her tell it, they were scared as fuck, which I would be too, because she's gone and you guys just did all this mess up stuff. So they were murdered, and yeah, they were shot, and he did the same thing to them. And it's kind of fucked up, because you came back to the club. Who shits where they fucking eat? Their bodies were thrown in different parts. It wasn't just like their whole body was thrown in different places. She said that he was cutting off the fingertips so that they couldn't be recognized, and all type of fucked up stuff like that. And they found certain pieces, but certain pieces they did not. And they said that supposedly like the animals had eaten some parts of some. I don't want to think about that because it's very fucking nasty. I don't like stuff like that, but I know people want to know the details. They were able to find some remains they were not able to find. And yeah, she went to jail, he went to jail. Eventually they caught him. He was on the run, and bitch, they still fucking caught you, stupid hoe. So they fucking caught him, and he was in like a whole nother state, y'all. A whole nother fucking state. It's like, Jesus, like, what is wrong with you? They caught his friends too, which it makes sense, because the girl was able to give everybody's names. At least I'm gonna give her that much. You did go on that shit only, bitch. Anyways, I feel like she could have stopped it and like been there for them or whatever. Who knows how they went, because I can imagine how fearful it had to be, right, for them. I'm sure you can too. It's a very fearful situation. I don't know. I would have been so fucking scared. So scared. And I don't want to think about shit like that, but I don't want to think how they were in the last moments. I don't even want to relive the situation. Not that I lived it, but I know what trafficking is like, so I understand it. But I don't want to think about what happened. Like, you know, I don't want to think about that. They're all in prison right now. They are serving many years. And yeah, I've never seen any of them again. And I don't give a fuck if they feel any type of way, because I'm putting it up. I hope that they do see it. And that is the story on what happened. I hope that I gave enough details. If not, I apologize. And y'all know I hate that bitch. So anyways, y'all, this is the end, and thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up, and you can leave any comment that you want to leave, and I will see you guys on the next video.
Tell me what you see in me.